There was huge burden of maternal and neonatal tetanus in 1980s, and it led WHO to launch the maternal and neonatal tetanus elimination program in 1989 to eliminate this deadly disease. The occurrence of even a single case of maternal or neonatal tetanus reflects that a country needs to improve its fundamental healthcare delivery. Although considered preventable by simple cost-effective practices like universal immunization, clean delivery practices, as well as healthy umbilical cord care, yet as of today, maternal and neonatal tetanus still continues to prevalent in 12 developing countries of Asia and Africa. Now, what is the definition of elimination of tetanus? This is said to be achieved if there would be fewer than one case of neonatal tetanus per 1,000 live births in each district or equivalent administrative unit of a country per year. After achieving this status is then validated by international agencies. After validation, all efforts should be made to sustain the MNTE status. Although the deadlines of achieving MNTE globally have been missed many times, yet the journey has been very promising as depicted in this figure. In last 4 decades, there has been significant progress in all tetanus surveillance parameters. There is 80% reduction in the number of countries requiring validation for MNTE from 59 initially to 12 as in 2020. There has been 5 times increase in the overall coverage of 2 doses of tetanus toxoid from 14% to 65%. The neonates who are protected at birth are now 88% as compared to 12% previously. The global coverage of third dose DPT has also more than doubled. The estimated deaths due to neonatal tetanus has decreased by 88% in last 4 decades. So in the remaining countries, we would need to have micro-planned definitive approaches should be there to successfully accomplish the 3 stages of MNTE. But there is a still long way to achieve global elimination. Now, why this study? In this study, we describe the magnitude of the neonatal and maternal tetanus, the need for the MNTE program, what are the strategies that are useful in achieving as well as sustaining the program. We have also described the WHO region-wise tetanus indicators over last 4 decades to give a global perspective of the disease. We have also emphasized upon need of rigorous tetanus immunization of women of reproductive age, strengthening of clean delivery practices for women, and effective surveillance for the MNT. We have also tried to analyze the barriers for achieving the global MNTE and the options available in the countries which are still to be validated. We also wish to stress that micro-planning of strategies at all levels would be required, especially at the COVID times where the routine vaccination has taken a setback if we want this MNTE to be achieved.